So, okay. So we are ready to go. And I appreciate everyone getting on this call. This is a special call for the Houston Area Association of Personnel Consultants. And my name is Matt Connelly. And we are talking about the 5 hacks that that staffing firms should be using on their websites. And this is actually, kind of something near and dear to me because it's, I've been in the internet business for quite some time, and it's, being involved in technology for as long as I have, there's a lot of little things that actually can make big impacts and big results on your business. As the saying goes, little hinges swing big doors. And this really is, applies in technology as well. So I wanted to get into that. And I also wanted to just open this up and let everyone know that if they have any questions, they can type them into the chat box, and they will be answered at the end of this call. Or if I see one come up and I can answer it on the fly, I'll be doing that as well. So let's get started. So first of all, we're going to be talking about what is the agenda here, a little bit about my background, what the 5 hacks are. Most importantly, probably for you guys, how can I make this happen, being someone who's not technical, and how can I benefit from using these hacks? And of course, we're going to get into Q&A. And again, just something to point out with when I say hacks, I'm not talking about doing anything, illegal or immoral or what have you. We're talking about actually making little tweaks in your business with your technology that can make big impacts on your results. And in today's world where we're all under a time crunch, these are very, very important things to consider, especially when you're running a desk and you're running a business, as I know everyone on this call is. So a little bit about me, my bio. I'm a former recruiter. Yes, I used to be a recruiter. I could tell you many stories of, fall-offs and some crazy situations where, people got hired for a job and turns out they lied on their resume, and I didn't get the commission. And, basically the typical sob stories as recruiters we have, and also the highs. So the highs and lows of recruiting, I know them. I actually was working in the ad agency and direct marketing field. It was actually my business at a one-man firm, and had fun with it, did really well with it up until 9/11. And then the ad agency business, basically most of the recruiting profession at that time took a hard hit, and I had done well enough where I had the itch to get into technology, and it was kind of my perfect opportunity to make the transition at that time. So that's a little bit about my previous life as a recruiter. So I guess one thing is I understand your business. I understand everything that you go through on a daily basis. I understand how much time you spend on the phone talking with candidates and trying to work out deals. And I have a lot of respect for everyone on this call with what you have to do on a daily basis. It's something that requires a lot of patience, a lot of salesmanship, and just overall, just a lot of patience, because a lot of bad things can happen to you as a recruiter, and a lot of things beyond your control. And so that is just something that's again near and dear to my heart, seeing that I've had this experience in a previous life, if you will. So I would consider myself a free and paid traffic expert. I spent really so much time in the beginning of my technology career. I built over 2,000 domains on my own in many different markets. And in the beginning, I focused on getting traffic from Google and getting free traffic from Google. So getting rankings in the search engines. And at that time, there was about 6 or 7 search engines that were part of the game. So it's not, kind of like today, there's basically 2 that you want to optimize for, Google and Bing, at least in North America. And so this is something that I have a lot of experience with. After some time, I realized that, hey, I could pay for traffic. I wouldn't have to spend time getting rankings, and I could still make money with traffic that I was buying. So this is back in, let's say 10 years ago, buying traffic for $1 and being able to resell it for $3. This is something that is still part of the current business that I run. So what comes with that is the ability and the understanding of how to take traffic and convert it into something where it becomes more valuable. And we're going to be talking a little bit about this on the call today. So I still am heavily involved in the recruiting profession. I work with Barb Bruno, and as many of you know, work with her heavily on all of her technology. So for whatever reason, life has taken me back into the recruiting profession when I thought I got out of it after 9/11. So we're going to get into hack number 1. Hack number 1 is to use WordPress. And this might seem like a really basic hack to a lot of people on this call, and I can tell you that we're going to get into, let's say, more complicated ones down the line in 3, 4, and 5 perhaps. But this is something that's very important from my perspective. As an internet marketer, someone who's got involved with WordPress back in 2005, the end of 2005 is when I started to build all my websites in WordPress. This is just something that has expanded over time. It's become so critical to anyone who is an advanced marketer, and having the ability to tap into great resources, plugins that can do some phenomenal things with automation, with your technology, with just having better results with your website. This is why we recommend WordPress. Of course, there are some problems with WordPress. WordPress, just for anyone that might not know, it's a platform. It's a free platform of which you can build your website on. It used to be a blogging platform where you would just build a blog and be able to post content to the web. Now, WordPress is 15 to 20% of the web. So any website that you see online could be built in WordPress. So it's not just a blogging platform anymore. And it is a free platform that anyone can use. So the basis of WordPress is open source. So any programmers can tap into it and add on to it by using what's called plugins. And plugins are just exactly what it sounds like, something that will actually plug into your website and add a feature or functionality that you don't have to custom program. And there's so many free plugins out there that you can use that work very, very well. And this is one of the main reasons why we love WordPress. So I went into kind of the pros. The cons of WordPress are the fact that it's commonly used, and because it's commonly used, there are common known hacks, actual real hacks where someone can hack into your website with WordPress if you're running an older version of WordPress. Now, anyone that's running WordPress that we've helped build sites for, they never run into this problem because they're running consistently an updated version of WordPress. But a lot of people that run WordPress don't understand that you have to update your base software from time to time. And if not, get a web host that will do that for you so that you don't have to do that yourself and potentially get exposed from a hacking standpoint where someone can hack into your website and they could just completely erase your site and take it over, or they could just put little links on your site to get links back to their websites to try to steal some of your traffic or gain SEO ratings. These are the types of things that typically happen when your site gets hacked. So that is the con of running WordPress. That's probably the main con of running it. But if you understand that you just need to get a web host, like a GoDaddy's WordPress managed host as an example, it's about $8 a month. This can effectively take care of your standpoint of worrying about being hacked. So you don't have to concern yourself with that. Hack number 2, again, pretty simple. I think a lot of people understand this, but we have to talk about it anyways, is that to have a responsive design on your website. And responsive design is exactly what you see in the photos, is basically for your website to fit and to be readable on all of the devices that are accessing it. So whether maybe one of those huge, 27-inch iMacs, or let's say a MacBook or an iPad or an iPhone, your site has to fit around that, and it's responsive basically to a response to the device that's accessing it. And so this is not just, it's not just something that, yeah, it's kind of like an optional thing to do, although most recruiting firms appear to believe that this is an optional feature to have based on the numbers. But this is no longer an option. This is no longer something that you should consider optional. Well over 20% of traffic coming to your site today is on mobile devices. And in a lot of markets, it's a lot more, sometimes 40. And when you understand that and you look at your site on a mobile phone and the functionality of it, you'll see how little patience someone would have with a non-responsive site. So responsive is just a design that we do all of our themes that we build in WordPress with the responsive design. And again, so all that does is that it makes your website look good on all the different devices that are accessing it. It doesn't matter if it's an Android device, doesn't matter if it's iPhone or an iPad or a phablet, one of those in between a tablet and a phone. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to look good on all devices, and it's going to work on all devices. So on your phone, you're going to have the click-to-call functionality. So someone can click on your phone number, and they don't have to copy and paste it and type it into their phone. They can click on it, and the phone call is made. Same thing goes for the rest of your site, is just to understand how the features and functionalities would work on a mobile phone. So could someone actually apply for a job on your phone, or contact you on your phone without having to make it very difficult on that person? And that's what you want to achieve with a responsive design. Interestingly enough, I just checked out kind of a unscientific survey here. I did a search of some of the firms in HAAPC and noticed that over 50% are not responsive. And this is something that absolutely positively you have to do. Google is starting to employ even further hits on individuals or companies, I should say, websites that do not have responsive sites. So this is something that we knew it was coming, and I know probably everyone on this call understood it's coming, but now it's just a matter of doing it. So no longer an option. All right, hack number 3 is going to be using video. This is, again, something that strangely, I don't understand perhaps why 100%. And in some respects, I understand from the everyday perspective of a recruiter's life. You're on the phone, you're making relationships happen, you're connecting a hiring authority with a candidate who hopefully you're matching personalities there, and you're trying to make the deal work and do all the negotiation and everything that comes in between. You're not really focused on your website. Typically, most recruiters have a website that just kind of like, okay, this shows that I'm legitimate, this shows that I'm professional, and that's all I need. But I'm telling you that there's a lot more above and beyond that you can do than just being an effective website that's just like, here's what we do, here's the markets we serve, and here's my glorified business card. There's so much more you can do with your website to get promotion out there, to get well known, to get established as an authority, for hiring managers to look at you as an authority. And one of the ways is to use video. Right now, I think most people understand that most websites are moving away from the old web, which was text. Most people don't really have the time or energy to read the long scrolling pages full of text. certainly if you're a good writer, if you're a really good writer, you can still get away with that. But again, this is not really what's working on the web today. I can tell you that a lot of our old text-based websites just aren't performing like they used to. And when we replaced those long scrolling pages of text with video, we saw the conversion rates come back up again. So this is something that's critical that everyone needs to understand, is that text-based websites are gone, and they're really on the way out. I mean, certainly you need to have some text on your website, but you really want to have some video on your site that summarizes your proposition, that summarizes your unique selling proposition, something that summarizes what you can bring to the table for a hiring manager, for an MPC, a most placeable candidate. So this is something that for sure you want to execute on, is using video, and surprisingly, roughly 75% of the sites that I see out there, and we work with a lot of recruiters and a lot of recruiters' websites, they have no video at all on their site. And there's a great opportunity for you to capitalize on is YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And a lot of people don't realize this, but YouTube is effectively a search engine. This is why Google bought them 10 years ago. I remember when Google bought them back in 2005, and they were saying, wow, that was a big gaffe. Google just paid $1.7 billion in stock for this, little known company. And how are they going to monetize it? Well, Google has a history of making the right decisions, and we knew at the time, a lot of us knew that this was a good purchase, and it has proven to be. A lot of people are using YouTube, from posting videos to watching videos to interacting, and a lot of people now are searching for content on YouTube. And what this means is, if you can do a search for how to bake a broccoli, a broccoli soup, how to make a broccoli soup, let's say. Would you rather read about it or watch a 2-minute video? And most people are inclined to just watch the 2-minute video and see someone actually do it. And the same thing goes in the recruiting profession. There's quite a bit of opportunity for searches that are going on now for recruiters that are searching for IT manager Houston, something like that. And you can do a short video and actually talk about all the IT people that you represent if you're in that market. Get it on YouTube, have a link back to your site, have a call to action, and you get part of YouTube, and you can actually get ranked in Google when people do a search. So this is something that definitely, without a doubt, you want to execute on. Whiteboard animations are another one of our favorite things to do. If you go to sales-executives.com, you'll see a website that we did for a recruiting firm that has basically an intro video with a call to action. So what this does is it just sums up your unique selling proposition, sums up what you have to offer, what you uniquely bring to the marketplace in 2 minutes or less, or let's say 3 minutes or less, and has a call to action at the end. Sign up here, give us your name and email, get the report here, whatever the call to action is. That's what you want to do. You want to lead your visitor in the direction where you want them to go. And so that's what the web is all about. That's what selling is all about. You don't want to convince a candidate that their other offer is better for them. Certainly you want to be convincing them that your offer is better for them. And so the idea is that salesmanship on the web. And so the salesmanship part is just about getting that individual to do what you want them to do, and you have to ask them to do it. It's salesmanship. It doesn't, the principles of salesmanship apply on the web the same they do on the telephone. So we recommend, someone to get started with Camtasia. Camtasia is a program where you can do a screen recording, and you can just do a recording where you are recording on PowerPoint, so you don't have to be, have your face on camera. In fact, most YouTube videos do not have a face on camera. And I think most people would agree, unless you're comfortable with that and you feel good about that, it's probably better not to have your face on camera in most cases. So this is something just to not be concerned about when you're shooting these short videos, and you can do these 2 or 3 minute videos, get them to the YouTube ecosystem, and start to see traffic, coming to your videos. People ask you questions. People will click on your link, go back to your website. Your rankings will start to show in Google just by doing that alone. Now, there's a couple of additional things that we do to our YouTube videos to promote them, to actually get them ranking better in Google. And that's something we share with our clients. But for now, just getting YouTube videos out there sometimes is enough to get ranked in Google and to start to get traffic. So this is a great way that a lot of our clients are using this technology to get new clients and get videos ranked for the markets that they're serving, to get more hiring managers to be contacting them. So this is something that almost no one's using. They don't know how to use it. They figure it's too complicated. There's too much to do. And the reality is that you can buy Camtasia, shoot a short video, link back to your site, and you can start seeing traffic almost immediately. So don't overcomplicate matters. Of course, there's additional things you can do above and beyond that, but that's a better start than most recruiters are doing right now. So hack number 4 is, and this is something that, again, almost no websites that I see in the recruiting profession, outside of the ones that we're starting to develop now, have a call to action, a clear call to action. For me to be ultimately clear, I guess, on this, is you want to have one of these buttons where you're like, download this, opt in here, big button, do this now. And whatever your call to action is, whether it's contact us, whether it's submit the resume. We've worked with a lot of sites that, in a lot of cases where what they want to do with their website is just to get candidates to submit their resume. And so guess what? It's a big call to action on the front of the page. They don't even have to scroll to see it. Big button, submit your resume here, a video that shows you all the benefits that candidate's going to get out of that, and bam, there's your call to action. On the flip side, you see something like sales executives. They have an interest in finding new hiring managers that are coming to their site and getting in contact with them. So what they're doing is doing a video and a call to action to get them to give them their name, their email address, their phone number, and then bam, they're off and running. That goes into their email list. So that's another feature you get, is to build an email list. It'd be nice to have. I know a lot of the firms here are actually working with an applicant tracking system, and you do have something working like Sendouts or Max Hire or PC Recruiter, Bullhorn or Cats One, or any of the many applicant tracking systems that are out there, and you can have the ability to email hiring managers. But this is just another way to build a segmented list of individuals that you can go back and contact when an NPC comes across your desk, and someone that's very, very marketable that you can do. And on a side note, this is something that we've worked with a lot of firms with in terms of their candidates, is to, when they do have an NPC, is to properly float out that NPC so they can start to get interest from hiring managers that they have not been able to make contact with in the past. And there's some cool ways that they're doing that on websites, and we'll show you how that'll work. If you get in contact later on after this call. And so using animations in video is a great way to get the call to action. So I got an extra TO in here in this presentation, but using animations in video is a great way to do it. You can sum up your offer in a couple minutes and have a strong call to action at the end and a reason why they should do it. And you are ahead of probably 9.5 out of 10 recruiting sites out there. And this doesn't take a lot to do it. It just takes a little bit to actually make this happen. Okay, so hack number 5, this is something I would say almost no one is doing. In fact, I haven't seen it done really at all from a recruiting firm. So this is content marketing, and there's kind of like two types of let's say of marketing strategy. You have interruption marketing, where you have a banner ad that'll pop up. You have a commercial that will come on to TV. You'll have these types of interruption types of marketing concepts. And then you have another concept which is emerging here with content marketing, which is educational-based selling. And this is basically floating out good content out there that people can consume, and then to be able to engage with you, to be able to understand you, what you bring to the table, understand more about you. And that's the thing that I've never really truly understood, why recruiters don't execute or capitalize on what they have more, quite frankly, because I think more than anyone else, recruiters have an ear to the ground about the marketplace. They have an understanding of the marketplace better than anyone else does, as far as what's going on in the job field, what the hot trends are, where people are being hired, what companies are hiring, what types of individuals are receiving what types of salaries and packages. No one really knows this as good as a recruiter. No one really knows how to interview properly except for a recruiter, because they've seen so many interviews and they've seen so much feedback from hiring managers on people who have done well and people who have done poorly. And all of this content in your head is so incredibly valuable, and I feel like it never gets put out to the public. And this is something that you can do with content marketing, and something, again, that this is pure gold from my standpoint. Seeing what recruiters are exposed to on a daily basis, all of the information in their head that has so much value to hiring managers, and just on hiring managers who are having trouble finding the right person. I know that you know exactly why they're having that trouble. If they're assuming they're with a decent enough company that people would consider working for, it's usually maybe the salary that they're offering, the package is just not up to snuff as far as getting the right person. And sometimes the hiring managers really think that it's enough. I'm sure that a lot of people on this call can relate to that. So that's definitely something that for sure that you want to be able to execute on. And my idea is to simply do these short YouTube videos, and you can do them in one take, publish them, and be off and running. So you don't need to be doing that 24 hours a day. I realize you have a business to run, and you can't be messing around with videos and doing all of this content and writing and doing everything else on top of managing your business. But we're talking about just a couple of videos a week would put you ahead, and we're talking that this would take less than 20 minutes to do a week, and I think everyone has time for that. So when we talk about content marketing, we're talking about the 3 C's, which is create, capture, and convert. And it's exactly what that says, is to create the content and to capture the visitor by virtue of that good content. So to captivate them, to engage them, and then ultimately to take them from that point to convert them. And to convert them into, again, doing whatever it is you want them to do. Do you want them just to fill out a form on your website and submit their resume? Then that's all you're looking for. Good enough. And then you know what your end result is. And that's what you want to do with your content. So if you have one piece of content out there that's targeted towards candidates, that would be your call to action. And then one type of piece of content out there that'd be geared at hiring managers, that would be another call to action, would be to contact you and discuss all the people that you're representing. The Amazon Kindle example, this is actually a great example that I've recommended to several recruiters that loved it, haven't executed on it yet, but something that they really enjoyed the idea of. And that is to basically to publish a book on Amazon Kindle and to publish that book on a particular subject, and you can basically be known as an author that is selling a book on Amazon. And this is such a great way to label yourself, to position yourself in front of clients, that you can say, yeah, I wrote a book on, IT technology and hiring, mistakes that managers make, and it's sold on Amazon. And this is something that anyone can do. It's actually free to upload your book. I mean, and the thing is that you don't have to write a book as long as War and Peace. I mean, you can write a book that's 100 pages. You can record all of your thoughts and hand it over to an outsourcer to actually write it for you, and then you can just edit it. Or you could just record everything that's in your head into an audio file, send it to someone to write it out, and then send it to an editor, and then bam, you have your book. And it's not that expensive. And you can upload it to Amazon, and then you can link to it from your site, and you could be a published author on Amazon, and one of which that, trust me, people will look at you differently when that's the case. And it's one of which that hiring managers would look at you differently if you had this strategy in place. So that is something that we definitely recommend. No one's taken the dive on that one yet, but I'm still looking for the first person to actually take me up on that offer. I've had clients that have done this, and they've done very, very well with it. Had a lot of contacts from people that are reading the preview. One of the cool things you can do on Amazon is you can have people can read your preview of your book, and so in the first few pages you can have your contact information. So even if they didn't buy the book, you can link them back to your website. They can actually click on that link, go to your website, opt into your newsletter, or contact you. This is the type of thing that you can do, using Amazon's ecosystem to be able to leverage and get additional traffic to your site and establish yourself as an authority in the marketplace. Again, I think so many recruiters don't realize how much gold they have on their hands in terms of just being, having their ear to the ground on the marketplace and understanding what's going on. That this is valuable information for anyone who's working in the marketplace, whether it be NPCs, candidates, your normal candidates, or hiring managers. So I have a question here, and the question is, will you provide the slides after the presentation? Yeah, we will do that, and we'll go from there. So one of the things that we get here quite a bit is, how can I take my site from where it is to where it needs to be? And so we have a special offer to all the members here today, and that's to build a responsive custom WordPress theme. The normal price for that is usually around $1,700, $1,800, up to $2,000. And so what we're doing here is we're offering just to this group is for a website for $1,400, and to include an animation video in that for the first 7 buyers. And so if you go to goodasgoldtraining.com/private, and you can't share that link with people outside of this call, but if you go to goodasgoldtraining.com/private, you will see the order link for that. And we also have a $1 consulting call if you're not sure exactly what you need yet, and you don't want to capitalize on the animation video being free right now. That's okay. We can talk it over first. We just do a quick $1 consulting call. And if you go to goodasgoldtraining.com/2015, you will see the link there to register for that. But again, if you know you need a new website, and you know that you need to get your website mobile friendly, and you want a new design, and you want a free animated video, one of those videos that I showed you on sales-executives.com, then for sure I would take advantage of the goodasgoldtraining.com/private offer. And I would do that now. I can see now that, let's see, there's 5 left. There's actually two that have come in already. So I would recommend that you move forward on that quickly if you want to take advantage of that offer. So We're going to open it up now for questions. You can just type your question into the question box and just hit me up with any questions that you might have, and I'll start to go through the questions and answer a few of them that I have here that I've seen. Okay. So question is, what exactly is included in your website offer? So, and how does it work? Basically, how does it work with an existing site? So what we do with an existing site is we transition it from the old site to the new. One important thing you need to know is that you need to convert your old URLs to new URLs sometimes to a better structure. And so when doing that, this is something that there's a specific way in doing that. So we transition the content over. Anything you want to keep, you keep that. Everything that's in Google, we keep it in Google by virtue of something that's called a 301 redirect. But other than that, it's basically a new site, and you can keep your existing web host as well, as long as they support WordPress. And you can and you can basically take it from there. So if WordPress is no problem for your host, then you can have no problems. If you need to move your web host, that isn't a big deal, and it's typically a pretty seamless move when it comes to that. When it comes to that point. Okay, question on YouTube. How to get started in YouTube? I don't have a lot of experience with this, and I don't have a lot of time. So okay, yeah, I understand. The big thing with YouTube is just understanding that you don't need to be perfect. Everyone understands that the videos on YouTube are not of Emmy award-winning quality. The videos here are short, one-take videos that people fumble around in the video, and they just get their point across, and that's that. The big thing with YouTube is just to start. It's just to start publishing some videos, get them out there, and then to understand additionally how to promote them after the fact. It'll become something probably more interesting for you once you publish a few of them. You start to see them actually rank in Google and to rank in YouTube. Then you're going to start to see, like, wow, this is actually cool. I can see how I can reach people that are actually searching for information surrounding my profession. And of course, I can market my book on there, and I can position myself as an authority in the marketplace, and I can all of a sudden start to get higher fees when I'm talking to hiring managers. And of course, that's what you want to do, is to be able to establish yourself as an authority. And no one's doing it. I highly recommend it. It's something very important for everyone to do. So, okay, question on the recording. Yes, this call is recorded, and it should be being sent out to all of the members. So all of the members should be receiving that. Next question. What is covered in the what is covered in the consulting call? So the consulting call, the $1 consulting call, is if you don't know, basically, if you don't understand that maybe you don't need a complete new website, maybe you just want your site to be mobile friendly. If that's the case, then you want someone to look at it and to kind of take a look at how your site looks and how what could be changed, and quite frankly, if it's good enough to be saved. I can tell you that from looking through most of the registrants on this call, and also the list of members, and also just in general working with most recruiting firms, is if your site isn't mobile friendly, typically it's going to need a redo. That's based on some old technology. Certainly you could get take your existing feel or take aspects of your existing feel, but again, we're not talking about millions of dollars here to redevelop your site. We're talking at a reasonable cost to actually get a brand new up-to-date 2015 site done that you'd be proud of sharing, proud to know that you actually have some call to action, that you have some marketing on your site, that you're mobile friendly, so you're not being penalized from Google anymore, and you're actually being pushed to the top in Google. This is something that's quite interesting in the market right now, is the fact that most recruiting firms, because they're not mobile friendly, the ones that are mobile friendly are starting to see more traffic coming to their site. They're starting to get more phone calls, more contacts from hiring managers. So just by virtue of being mobile friendly, we're seeing a lot of our clients are seeing results from that. So really, if you capitalize now, it's something that I would highly recommend that you do. So question on the order link for the website. So goodasgoldtraining.com/private. So go there, you'll see a little button there, click on that, and then you will be asked to check out. You can use your business credit cards with PayPal. You can use your business credit card, of course. You don't need to have a PayPal account, so it's just a way of processing the transaction. So you don't have to have a PayPal account. You just go ahead and get started, and that's how you do that. All right, question on the call to action, like the different types of call to actions that they see on recruiting firms' websites. Well, obviously, there's the two main ones are going to be getting hiring managers to contact you, getting hiring managers to download some type of report. Like, we've seen some firms put together a hiring report, put together a salary report of kind of like what they're seeing in the market. So this is something that is typically of value to a hiring manager. So where they say, okay, I'm interested to learn more about what the current salaries are. I'm interested in people being hired, just to make sure that I'm offering the right numbers to my people, to my candidates. And the same thing goes on the flip side for candidates, is something along the lines of interview tips. We've seen that work pretty well. Mistakes, that people make on interviews, resume mistakes, these types of things where, from a report standpoint, work very, very well. So that's something that I would highly recommend to do into your opt-in form, is not just to say, hey, contact us, is to actually give someone something of free value, for free, and to be able to take them to a place to where they're going to be, consuming your content and taking it from there. So again, that's an important feature to consider, is that the content aspect of this. So again, I would say that if you execute just on a few of these things that I talked about today, you're going to see some good results out of your website. And there's no reason why you can't do any of these things that I said. Of course, you can't build your own site. You can go to one of those cheap site builders, and actually just got a question about this. What about the site builders that are, cheap to use, and what do you feel about them? The truth is Google looks at sites that have custom themes differently than they do of sites that are just built using the kind of standard template concepts. You really want to stay away from that if you're a serious business. If you're serious about your business and have a legitimate company, you want to be respected as an authority going ahead. You want to stay away from the templates, and you want to have a theme that's custom designed for you that you can build upon. So it's about the right foundation that you have with your site. And so we recommend staying away from the site builders. You end up having a site that doesn't look so good ultimately at the end of the day. You lose a lot of customization, and you lose ultimately what you're trying to get across with the site. Obviously, building sites now, given the price that we're offering, not that much anymore, and one of which where you can be completely way ahead of the curve when it comes to what you're offering versus your competitors. And this is a great way to stay ahead of your competitors, just by virtue of executing on the things that we talked about on today's call. So if there's any other questions, guys, that that wraps it up as far as the questions go. I don't see any more questions in the chat box. I'll just keep it going here for another 30 seconds just to make sure that anyone else doesn't have any other questions. But this recording will be sent out, so everyone has that, and we will send out the slides so that you have access to them as well. But again, you should be able to be seeing that in your email, hopefully soon. And yep, appreciate the compliments here as well. It's very informative. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you got value out of it. And for sure, let us know if you have any questions, need any additional help, and we're here to help you. So again, the link goodasgoldtraining.com/private, and appreciate everyone joining me on this call, and everyone have a great day. Take care.